Jared and Katie in the morning, 107.5 KZL. It is Jared and Katie's Forgive and Forget. If you're just joining us, we have AML Bethany and Taylor on the phone. And Bethany admitted, and has been thinking about it for years now, actually more recently, but it's happened years ago. She used to bully Taylor. She bullied Taylor at summer camp, and it's all coming back now. These memories are flooding back because Bethany's own daughter is now being bullied, and she's seeing how hurt her daughter is, and she's like, oh, man, I was the bully. Mm-hmm. And so they just talked, Bethany just talked to Taylor, and they went back and forth about, what she did and how she felt bad about it. Should Taylor forgive Bethany for bullying her and, in Taylor's own words, saying ruining her summer camp experience when they were teenagers? Call us right now, 800-682-1075. Should she be forgiven? Matt, what do you think?
It's tough. I think she has to forgive her just for her own sanity, but I can relate big time. I was bullied a lot in middle school.
Were you really?
Really?
Big time. And I feel like had I not moved, I held a grudge for a long time, but eventually I had to move past it because I realized that kids at that age, their brains aren't fully developed.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
it took me until I was probably an adult to move past it.
What were they bullying you about? Your weight?
No, I had relatives that were openly gay, and so I was tormented for that. And
Oh, my God.
physically abused in therapy, that kind of thing.
Whoa.
So, like, kids were hitting you and stuff?
Yeah.
Or fighting you?
Yeah, that, taking things and, like, scratching me with different things, pencils, keys.
That's horrible.
As a parent now, doesn't it just, like, make you want to go back in time and strangle those kids?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that that's not the right way,
I know, yeah.
but as a parent now, thinking about if that were to happen to my children or that would to happen to your son, don't you want to physically harm somebody
Yeah,
or something?
I'd probably be in jail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
100%.
a terrible
It's
feeling.
horrible.
But
It is.
I only, I didn't tell my parents at the time all of it. I told them a little bit of
That
it.
makes it even, like, as a parent
Yeah.
now, that makes it even worse for me.
Yeah.
Well, and then, I don't know, you're a little bit younger, but, like, was there any cyberbullying, or that wasn't really a thing
No,
then?
that wasn't a thing then.
Then imagine that. Like, that's horrible. And then imagine, like, even when you go home, you're getting messages that are terrible, or people, you can't escape it now.
Yeah, yeah. At
That's
least,
the bad
it was only happening when I was at school.
But still, it's still terrible. Someplace you have to go to every
Oh
day.
yeah, oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
800-682-1075. Should Taylor forgive Bethany for bullying her years ago in summer camp? Jason, what do you think?
Well, after being I've been on both sides of it, and I've learned to bully from bully. So I have definitely had my share of bullying people. And when I look back on it, it was terrible. And it was different then, too. It was like, I know it's the same act, but as far as the acceptance of it, it was way more accepted. Now there's all these programs against it. You didn't even get in trouble for bullying, really, back then when I was in high school. So because of that, and I look back on how I feel, I would say, yeah, I think she should forgive, especially since she's coming forward and saying, she was wrong about it and she understands the implications. I think you should forgive, and at least, you don't have to forget it, but forgive it, yeah.
It's interesting that you say that. I think you're right in many instances, is that there's a much higher number of adult bullying that occurs in the workplace.
For sure.
I get it all the time from Katie.
The name of our show should just be called Bullying in the Morning because we're all guilty.
I know. It's so
Katie
true.
especially.
No, but I mean, outside of what we do, I mean, you hear some people, or even just like there's mean girls that are
Yes,
adults, and they're mean
yes.
to the one girl that's the one wife or the one girlfriend or whatever. It happens all the time.
And mean girls
And
in
there's mean
school
guys, too, yeah.
learn from mean girl moms.
Yes.
It's a learned behavior.
Yes.
So if you've got a mean girl, odds are you're probably one of the mean girl moms.
Yeah.
Because they're learning it somewhere.
Somewhere they're learning it.
Yep.
Let's go to Mara. Mara, should Taylor forgive Bethany for bullying her years ago in summer camp?
Absolutely. I'm so sorry that she was bullied, but she needs to see the good in herself and not carry on what that person showed her, which is negative. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and sometimes
Thank
I
you.
think if you forgive and you get over it, you actually, the person that was being bullied has a better sense of self. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they feel they got over it, so it's not hindering. So it's almost like when you face your fear, then you're it's fearful.
It's not holding you
anymore.
back anymore.
It's not
right.
holding you back. It's
yeah.
not creating this mental. And I mean, it's okay to deal with it still, but I think it's helpful to forgive.
Yeah, I think for her, for Taylor, absolutely in her heart should forgive in the sense that like she needs to move forward and she's an adult and she can, she can get over how it was making her feel, right? Don't carry that into your adulthood. But I would absolutely 100% not give the forgiveness satisfaction to Bethany.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Nope.
Okay.
That's because Katie is a bully.
I wouldn't. I mean,
Wow.
because I have
They're
seen
adults now.
It ruined
Right.
Taylor's time. It ruined the memories that she was supposed to be making.
Yeah, she didn't want
and
to go
she
back.
didn't do
But they were
anything.
kids.
They were kids, but she didn't do anything to deserve it other than the fact that this is harsh, but this is how I feel about it.
Well, it's
Taylor's
not right.
innocence was taken away in what should have been the happiest, most fun time of her life, making these memories, and it was ruined because some girl couldn't control her actions. I get it; they're young, they're
there's
learning
jealousy
whatever. There's
over a
jealousies
boy, all
over a
this
dude
crazy stuff.
that probably like who knows where he is.
Well,
this
if you want
day.
to go further,
But-
then it's more than just that time. There's a lot of times I look back in bullying and probably that kid who got bullied, other kids piled on
Yes.
and their life
Yes.
changed forever.
Absolutely. And so I think that she has to heal herself. Taylor has to heal in her adult life and, to move on and move
But
forward.
isn't that part of the
But
process?
I would, to do it, but I wouldn't tell Bethany I forgive her.
Okay.
Because that's
All right.
satisfaction. I would not. No, you live with that. You did it.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to relate because that's someone who's wildly popular and had no defects in high school. No, but I mean, I remember when I had acne, and this girl I didn't even know, called me pizza face or pepperoni face in the lunch line, and then everyone turned and looked at me in my pepperoni face.
Yeah.
The only good thing about it is my whole face got red, so then it all blended together, and I'm like, I don't even
Right.
know, I wasn't even talking to you, like I didn't.
Uh-huh.
And then like years later, she like tried to add me on Facebook when I was on the morning show. I was
No.
like, first of all, you're like a 5. No, thanks. And my face
See?
is very clear because I did Accutane, which probably ruined my kidneys.
Yes, that's what I did too.
Exactly. But it's like
It
that
hurt.
satisfaction. Like, who do you think you
Oh,
are?
yeah, how
Ultimately, she
dare
could have
you.
ruined your kidneys because you might have not have taken Accutane if
Yeah.
she did that.
Right, so I might sue her for a kidney transplant.
Maybe it might be harsh. I don't know. And I also think that she didn't necessarily think about it or feel bad about it until her own. Now it's affecting her life. And
Yeah.
now she's like, oh, by the way, I don't know.
Sometimes if that's what it takes is something happening to you, but
Sure.
a little too late.
It's
You
a
know,
little too late.
I would forgive because of how long ago it's been, and this lady saying, "Look, I made a mistake." She's to me, they're both listening still. We're gonna go back to them in a second,
Yeah.
to see if she's gonna get forgiven or not. But she's saying, "Look, I was wrong. I'm really sorry. I feel awful about it." She gave her more information, said it was over a boy. I was actually jealous of you. That makes it a little bit easier. Like, okay, a little ego boost. Doesn't make it right.
Mm-mm.
And then my daughter, she's even saying, like, can you help my daughter? I mean, she's being as vulnerable as she can
Yep.
after making a mistake. So in this instance, I would forgive.